They say this shit 5,000, 500,000, half a million, but shit, this motherfucker free when you a motherfucking more, and you know where you at and who you are.
So this is true sovereignty?
Deputies say they claim they have sovereign citizenship, meaning they believe the current governmental structure doesn't apply to them. Each was booked on numerous felony charges. The father has a record dating back to 2003. He now faces a total of 150 charges of false public violence.
I've been kidnapped! I've been kidnapped! I've been kidnapped! Look, I am.
No, you're not. You are not the law.
You are not the law. You are breaking the law. You are breaking the law. Call your supervisor.
We got the content.
You want content? You want content? Our government, the FDA, is feeding Americans fake food, false science, involving us in wars around the world, using our tax dollars like they extorted. Myths, fake cloud spray to make humans stir. Your history is not true. The sky's not blue. Their justice is not for you. Free thinker, but is it really you? False teachers, false prophets, spreading pseudo knowledge without sources. My channel investigate the clues. Crazy World of Podcast.
What is true sovereignty? True sovereignty. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it and see what's up. First of all, I do not believe true sovereignty is telling the law what to do with the law. If you have law, I think you have to respect another man's law. If you have two backyards, two different owners, you plant your trees in their garden, but they can't plant their trees in your garden. Everybody got to respect their acres. Their acres is their jurisdiction, is their sovereignty. So I don't believe in that breaking law stuff. So if that's what you think sovereignty is, you wrong. I'm gonna show you true sovereignty. True sovereignty. Let's get with it. True sovereignty. True sovereignty. What is true sovereignty? I believe there's steps to true sovereignty. I don't believe you could just say you're sovereign and things just gonna fall in line. The first step is to get you ready for the second step. Sovereignty is to govern your body, your territory. Sovereign citizens is a member of a state. I just want you to understand the way I see sovereignty. You are the state. Your body is the state. You control your state. You control your territory. Your body is your jurisdiction. You control anything around it. It's your body is your territory. But I know it's a lot of people say different things about it. You know, they tell you this.
So you think that you're a sovereign citizen, huh? Let's talk about it. Sovereign citizens are individuals who believe that they are not subject to certain laws and regulations of the United States government.
What you want to do is control me. I'm not going to let you do that. Listen, I'm going to sit right here. I am talking to both of you like you are. Yes, sir.
Many believe in a combination of loopholes and conspiracy theories and other legal principles that mean that they are outside the jurisdiction of the government.
It's against my law for me to be talked to like he talked to me. I understand. And I follow universal law, which trumps all this mess that y'all got going on here. So
they reject governmental authority and use pseudo-legal arguments in order to support themselves in the position that they may not be prosecuted or held under the laws of the United States.
So, like I said, you don't have no jurisdiction over me. You are on my earth. And if I decide to do something about it, I can right now.
Interestingly enough, this issue of sovereign citizens has been litigated at both the district and the circuit level in the United States. In fact, recently, the Seventh Circuit, that sits over many states in the United States, ruled that these claims of an individual that they were a sovereign citizen were not valid and did not allow that person to avoid prosecution.
Well, by my law, I have the right to do what I need to do. I'm not going to jail.
On your back.
This is why y'all. This is why.
You absolutely did. Now you're catching an additional charge. You're going to be placed under arrest for battery day as well as resist officer. Do you understand that?
Now, that's what they tell you sovereignty is. But I'm telling you, true sovereignty, the first step is mastering self. That's the true step. The first step, mind, body, and soul. You have to master this. Mind, body, and soul. Finding your true self through meditation, through living with yourself, finding what you're good at, what you're bad at, weaknesses, strong points. You're going to have to figure this out before you move forward. Because if you're weak in a spot, you're going to have to get strong in that spot. If you're strong in a spot, you got to get stronger. It's a process. And discipline will get you there. This discipline is highly underestimated. You're going to need discipline in anything you do. Anything you do, you're going to need discipline. And discipline is a main ingredient in sovereignty. You're going to have discipline. Growth, no excuses. You fall, get up, man. You know how many businesses fail, but they open back up and they try again. Once you accept defeat, it's like nothing else you could tell yourself. Once you tell yourself you defeated, it ain't nothing we could do with that. You know? Ain't nothing we could do with that once you tell yourself defeated. Nobody can help. They could say you a king, you would think you a peasant in your mind. Growth, no excuses. Creation over sedation. No wasted movement, man. You're going to have to create. No wasted days, man. You know, every day is a day to learn something. That's how you got to figure it. Creation over sedation. You can't be stagnated, man. You can't be stagnated. You're going to have to keep moving, man. Win, lose, or draw. Creation over sedation. Building resources. You're going to have to be used. Because if somebody want to use you, that means you are a resource. So if you have everything together and y'all use each other, y'all creating resources. A hammer needs a nail, and a nail needs a hammer. You're going to have to find a way to make yourself valuable to something. You're going to have to find a way to make somebody want to use you. And then you use them. And then y'all grow together. Building resources. Not by chance, but by design. When you building, you ain't wishing on those stars, man. It's not by chance. You out in the world, man. You gotta be worldly. You out in the world. You designing your own future. You designing your future by accomplishing things and stepping forward to things where you could become something in the end. Not by chance, but by design. assets and skills. This is what you're gonna need for true sovereignty. Assets and skills. You're gonna have to acquire land. I know it's gonna be time. That's why the resources, you gotta put everything together. Your resources, like my people, y'all buy land together, build things together, but you're gonna need assets and skills. That's why I say sovereignty is the state. That's the person with the land. That's the state. Sovereign citizens could live on the state. Everybody don't have to have land, but everybody could live on land, But assets and skills. The person who's sovereign, when he's looking for sovereign citizens to his state, the first ones coming in gotta have skills. Carpentry, electricity, plumbing, because these things you're gonna need for the second step of true sovereignty. But you're going to have to acquire these people and places and things before you even touch step one. All this, you just go outside and just say, yo, this is my line, don't cross my line. No, that's not what I'm talking about. True sovereignty. Assets and skills is a must. Through you or through your citizens. This one here, hold on. I gotta hold on. This one here is the main thing. We have to be rooted in self. You don't need no validation from nobody. Validation, that means you a member of the cool crew or the not cool crew. And that could sway your decisions. You have to be rooted in self. Your word is your bond. Nobody could dictate what you do. Your law is your law. Your territory, your body, nobody could tell you, yo, you gotta do this. You gotta do that. Nah, you rooted in self, homeboy. We ain't with that. We moving over here. The people that need validation is missing something. They always gotta have the prettiest car, the prettiest shirt. Tell you, yeah, I'm better than that man. I'm better than that woman. People who need validation or people who gotta be validated, yo, tell them who I am. Y'all ain't tell them who I am? These people is missing something on the inside. Once you rooted in self, you don't care. You don't care what nobody think about you. Because you know what you think about yourself. So you ain't walking around, you gotta be validated by this crew. You gotta be validated. You could walk alone. You could walk alone. If you're afraid to walk alone, you're in trouble. You have to be rooted in self. No validation. The men who need validation is missing something. They really missing something. Rooted in self, no validation. We don't need validation. We don't need validation from nobody but ourselves, because ourself, that's who we master. Self. So the first step to sovereignty, like I told you, is mastering self, and you're going to have to be rooted in self. No validation. Part 2, we're going to talk about the next level of this. It ain't over. It's just the first step. The first step to sovereignty. Crazy world. We out.